Thank you for staying with us. We have our friends Ignacio Reyes from Remax Champions and Rafael Heredia from Colonial Mortgage. My friends, how important it is to work as a team, realtor, lender?
It's very important, Emilio. The lender is the right hand in any transaction. We depend on you guys. If we want to start the process with a client, we start with the pre-qualification process. So, we give you the lead or the client, to be pre-qualified. And after, the pre-qualification, you give us to start the process to searching a home.
Well, that's a good question, Emilio. As you know, in a contract base of 30 days to 45 days is really crucial. That is, there's communication across the board with our realtors, our escrow companies, our title companies, our underwriters. So there's a lot of parties in place when it comes to a loan approval. So our job as a lender is to make sure that we constantly communicate with our clients and with our partners, our realtors, in regards to the transaction. Here at Colonial, we do have tools in place that we can keep track in regards to a text message or to an email response to our partners and to our clients regarding the status of their loan. So it's really crucial in regards to getting through that communication that we need to close the transaction out.
So communication is key in these transactions, right?
Right.
Yes.
Okay. I imagine being upfront is very important as well, though, because you realtors need a clear answer from the lenders, right? And you lenders need the support from the realtors to be able to do your job, right?
Well, to answer that question, sorry, Ignacio, I guess I want to say it starts with us. When we sit down with the client, we want to make sure that we're not putting a false hope, because this is their biggest decision of their life and for their families. So when I sit down with our client, we go over their process in regards to their assets, their income, and also the most important, their FICO scores. Once we put that all together, I will issue a pre-approval letter to the client to present to the realtor so the realtor can start their process in regards to finding them their home. So it basically starts with us, and I want to make sure when I'm talking to my clients that we do educate them in the process, in the escrow part of it, in regards to the 30-day close. We typically tell them do not open any new credit cards or go out and buy a new vehicle or anything like that. So
It happens.
because it happens, you'll be surprised.
Regarding the FICO score, what is the minimum FICO score for a first-time home buyer?
For a first-time home buyer, with our company, there's a lot of lenders out there with different guidelines. With us, with the minimum FICO score of a 600, we'll be able to help a client out that's a first-time buyer.
If I have a client, who is, 580 FICO score, and I have, another client who has a 700 points or 700, FICO score, which one is going to receive, better interest rate?
Well, in a typical scenario like that, it's a case by case, but what the lenders and banks are looking at out there, they're going to determine the least amount of FICO. So in this case, it would be the 580 client that they'll be looking at. Unfortunately with us, I wouldn't be able to help that client. So what we would do is if there's something where I could maybe pay down a credit card, we can do what they call a rapid rescore so that we can get their FICO score to that 600 FICO. If we get them to that FICO score, then we would be using that client's FICO score to determine the approval.
So there's ways then to improve the credit score in a,
In a situation like this, right?
Okay.
There
it's
is.
kind of quick, right?
It's a quick process. What we do, we have a credit analyzer, I should say, that helps us in regards to improving the credit of a client.
What is the most common problem or the most common issue on credit?
A lot of times it's collections, bankruptcies, any judgments or liens that they might have.
Late payments.
Late payments. So that, as a loan officer and your professional lender or bank out there, that's the biggest crucial part of it, is to break that down, because that can easily stop a transaction in the middle where if we didn't know about a bankruptcy or a judgment, we could be into contract and then 20 days later find out that they had a judgment against them that can pretty much close out a deal right there.
If the person has a lien with the IRS, it's possible to buy a house?
Yes. What we do in cases like that is as long as they have a payment plan in place, and typically it's about 3 payments in. So if you owe the IRS back payments, as long as the lender and the underwriter see that there is a payment establishment and some type of letter, yeah, there is a possibility that we can help a client out.
Excellent. So actually, you really depend on a good lender for you to be able to do your job, right?
Always.
Okay.
Always.
So if the lender doesn't give you the green light, then you cannot really start doing your job.
I choose, my lender very careful. For that reason, I working with you guys. I working, with Colonial Mortgage. I know you are professional, you are responsible, and you know what you're doing.
Thank you, Ignacio. We appreciate that.
Yeah.
And we at Unión Latina trying to emphasize and work with professional people like yourself and Colonial Mortgage and other sponsors we have to really educate our people and to really give them an opportunity and to see the light on the other side of the tunnel, where in reality there are opportunities out there to buy a house right now. Yeah, the prices could be higher than they were in the past, but there's programs right there, right? And its properties is still affordable for clients, right?
Yes, I know, but I would like to do a question, for Rafael. If the person has a good credit and also they have a good income, but they don't have money enough, to the down payment, is possible that the person buy the property?
Ignacio, that's a great question. There is programs out there, first-time buyer assistance from the state or from the city that will help a qualified client that has a good FICO score and income limitation that meets the requirements. But there is a lot of programs out there that can definitely help you out with the zero down program.
In any cities?
In any cities, correct.
So there you have it, my friend. Yes, you have your clients in good hands with the Colonial Mortgage, and you have good prospects coming from RE/MAX champions as well. So working as a team is a great concept. I believe is a key of business communication is very important as well, and transparency. Transparency, I think, is the key of everything, though. Be clear up front. It will eliminate a lot of headaches in the future. Right?
That's right.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, so there we have it, my friends, working as a team with professional realtors and professional loan officers will take you to the place where you wanted to be at and be prepared to buy the house of your dreams. Thank you so much for seeing our program. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.